Okay, yesterday we have seen learning styles, no? Different learning styles.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what are the different learning styles which we have gone through in the PPT?
Visual learners,
style, ma'am. Auditory
Visual,
learning,
auditory learners, visual learners,
kinematics,
kinesthetic learners, and tactile learners also. Apart from that, reading and writing, those who concentrate more on reading and writing. So all these types of learners we have seen. So this is related to 4 senses. You know, we all have 5 senses, isn't it? Visual is related to eyes, and auditory is related to ears, and tactile is related to touch. Kinesthetic is related to hands. So like that, these learning styles are related to 4 senses. And based on this, so we can say VAKT. V is visual, A is auditory, K is kinesthetic, and T is tactile, related to touch. So, apart from smell, all these you have. But in special children, we can use the sense of smell also for learning. You know, I have seen in one film where the heroine, she wants to become in the hotel chef. So she has this ability of just smelling the dishes and telling what are the contents in that dish and how that dish is prepared and what is that dish. So that is learning through smell. So because she is having all other senses also working senses, yet she concentrated on smell. Suppose in special education, if some of them are unable to have these other senses like visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, etc., they can learn through smell also. Of course, that is generally we have these VAKT. You can write in the all capital letters VAKT. To how will you know about the students whether they are more interested in visual learning, auditory, kinesthetic, or tactile? How we can know? We can know by a questionnaire. 16 question survey questionnaire will be there. It is known as VARK questionnaire, VARK questionnaire. So where it provides the learning preferences to self-identify the learning style, or else for the teachers and both the teachers and students also. So you will find this at www.work.learn.com, and you can take the test online. You can make the students take that test, and by that you will know the preference, which type of they can go for which type of learning style. 1 minute, I will share the screen for you. It is online. That questionnaire is online. Now, can you see this questionnaire? Say yes or no, ma. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
See, this is VARK, VARK. See, that is visual, oral, read and write, and kinesthetic. So, you know, auditory. Oral is nothing but auditory. They prefer to listen and learn. Visual, they prefer to see the things and learn. And read and write. R is for read and write, and another one is for kinesthetic. So this is the questionnaire. In this questionnaire, who can use this work? See, it can be guide for teachers and trainers. Are you following, ma? Whatever I'm showing, using work in online learning, and you can use at workplace, and all these people can use this work for identifying the specific learning style of the students. So this is you can go through it on the online. See, the questions are there. For teachers also questions are there. For students also it will be there. So you can go through this afterwards. Okay. I was joining the students. So this is the WARC questionnaire, which you have seen. And you can take it directly, the test on the online, and identify your learning style, learning preferences. So any doubts about this learning styles, ma?
No, ma'am.
No, you have understood well. You have seen that PPT and now that questionnaire also. And next we will go to the one to PPT. One minute, ma. Okay, 1 minute, ma. Someone is waiting here in the waiting room. That's all. Okay. Now, can you see, ma? Can you see this PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we have to see how we have to, we are categorizing the children. And you know what is a stigma? Stigma is naming of the children into different categories. So when you categorize children into different categories, there will be a stigma. You know, generally in the schools also, when they say there's so and so boys, short boy, they are tall boys, short boys, and regarding their physical appearance, when they say itself, they'll feel bad about it. So when they are categorized into different categories, they will feel very bad about it, and it will be painful for them, those who belong to that category. So there is always a stigma attached to this naming of the children. So you should always remember. But for us to understand and use different techniques for this such kind of children, we have to use the terms. So inevitably we are using that. That's all. But we should not continuously say those names before them, because it will be a stigma and a painful thing for the children. So next, can you see my slide clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll go for slideshow. See, generally in the starting, such still children who are different from normal children, who had some kind of deformities, some kind of lacking in their personalities, were called with different names. In the starting, that is in many years ago, they were called as handicapped children. Children or men or women. Handicapped. Why handicapped? Those people with deformities, they used to beg using their caps. So they got that name as handicapped, especially in British countries. And slowly they understood their situation and they changed it to the term as disabled people, disabled children. And next, slowly they changed it to impaired. That means some organ or part of a body is impaired. It's not working properly. So they used to say visually impaired, physically impaired, like that. Auditory impairment, like that they used to say. And next they considered the term as special children. Children with some kind of deformities. And next one is, next slowly they upgraded that term. You can say upgradation. That means they thought this is a better term instead of using handicapped or disabled. And exceptional children, they started calling them exceptional. So they used to say also deviant children, deviations who are having deviations also. Next they call, that is why they started calling them exceptional in order to give a better term for them, where they don't feel the stigma for using such terms. And slowly they changed it to a better term, upgraded it to a better term, that is challenged. They started saying challenged children. And from there now they are saying differently abled. They too are abled, but they are differently abled. You might have seen blind students in the schools or in any institutions where they perform better than us in some things. Like if you get on a bus, I had one student. One day she was traveling along with me to the college, and she located the spot exactly where she had to get down without anyone's help. I was wondering how could she just identify the stop where she had to get down without having any idea, I mean, without having any eyesight. We were seeing it while we sit in the bus, and while we were seeing also, sometimes we just unmindfully we just get on other stops, or just we cross that stop. But exactly she got at that stop, stood and got down the bus. So such there that means she is differently abled. I asked her, how could you identify that stop that perfect? So she said, I observe, I listen. I listen the different sounds. Using that sounds, I'll identify the different stops. Can we do? Can we just close our eyes and sit in the bus and get down at exactly at the same spot? We need lot of practice. Yes or no? Same day we will be going to the school or college or any institution or some market or any place. Can we do that? We cannot. That means they are differently able. They have better ability to say, better ability than us. The only thing they are lacking is their visual, they are visually impaired. That's all. Have you understood, Ma? All of you? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
See,
Yes.
next one is, see, these type of children you will find in the school mostly. They have little bit of ailments, problems, or differentiation from the normal students. Little deviation from the normal or general students who come to the school. Among them are the slow learners. Slow learners. They learn very slow. And what happens? Teachers, they make them sit in the back benches. That is why they become the back benchers. They are actually backward. They can be termed as backward students or slow learners. Their learning is slow. That's all. Not that they can't learn. So you have to see that why they are learning that slow. What are the different problems they are facing, and accordingly you have to deal with them. Second one is gifted children. These children, they are very active. They keep on disturbing the classes. Some of them, they keep disturbing the classes because they are gifted. Yes or no? They will learn fast. They will do the homework very well, and they will come on time, and they will answer before teacher questioning also. And they will disturb the other children. You might have seen. So some kind of problem will arise because of these gifted children also. You have to use different techniques and engage them in different other activities, not the activities which you give to the normal students. As I have already said, each class consists of 50% of normal students, 10 to 25% of above average students, and 10 to 25% of below average students. So among these gifted children, you have to provide them with the different activities which cater to their intellectual capabilities. Okay. Next one is socially disadvantaged children. The socially
Ma'am,
disadvantaged.
could you please change the slide so that we can follow?
Same slide I am taking up, ma. Backward
No, ma'am.
students. Are you not able to see this? Backward students, slow learners.
No, it is second slide. It is displaying on the screen. Handicapped, disabled, impaired. That one.
Oh, okay. Wait one. This third one.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Screen share. Okay, can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now this is backward students or slow learners. Next one is gifted students. And third one is socially disadvantaged students. They come from low academic groups, and socially, because we have different type of categorization in our society. Take it caste or religions or whatever it is. Such kind of differentiates, social discriminations and social differences exist in our society. So socially disadvantaged children who come from poverty, near to poverty line students, children, and they are socially disadvantaged. The communities which belong to such disadvantaged uh, children. So they come to the school. So they too lack, because I have already said, like first generation learners. They come from poor backgrounds, near to the poverty line, and they are first generation learners. And their environment where they stay doesn't help them in studies, and they are like they can't even, until they come to the school, they don't even see the newspaper or books or whatever it is. Where after coming to the school only, they everything will be available for them. So government is providing all books and everything in the government schools, because they are socially disadvantaged children. Next one is problematic children. These problematic children are of different types. We need some time to go through such problematic children. See, there will be absenteeism. I can't talk about that to you all. That is known as truancy, actually, absenteeism. And liars. Some of them, they are like pathetic liars. Just they go on lying without any motivation. If someone lies, there will be some kind of motivation for them, motive behind that. But they just go on lying. And some of the students, they just steal their tiffin boxes, their food, and other children's pencils, rubbers, whatever, erasers, whatever it is. You find such kind of children. And then indisciplined children. They'll be making noise, disturbing other students, disturbing the teacher while teaching. And then late comers. Always they'll come late, because punctuality wasn't taught for them when they were in younger classes. So I'm talking about adults and students. So base is up to 6th or 7th class, middle school. Till then, they won't learn such kind of things. So they become problematic. So you have to deal with them. Not only these, you have such problematic children are many, especially pathetic liars. To deal with them is very difficult. And absenteeism is another thing. In government schools, the children, especially girl children, there will be a lot of absenteeism in them. They're due to various problems which they face. That we can discuss another time. If you think over, you will get all those, understand all those problems. What are they? Next one is orphan children. Orphan children. So they too come to school, yes or no? They come from different orphan institutions. They come, and next, children with health disorders, from diabetes to ailments like heart diseases. They come to schools. You may find very few, but children will be there with such health disorders, speech disorders. And then speech disorders means, they can't speak perfectly. Sometimes Telugu stammering will be there, stuttering will be there. In Telugu, they'll say natti. Stammering, stuttering, like that, disorders will be there. And so they are the children with speech disorders. And next one is partially blind children. They'll come, and until teacher recognizes, you don't even know that they are partially blind. They can't see the board, they can't understand what you are writing, and they will sit in the back benches, and if you make them sit in the front bench also, they can't copy properly. We think they're writing, they're unable to write properly. The problem is not about writing. The problem is they're unable to see the board properly. So that teacher has to identify. Next, physically handicapped children. And they need lot of lot of conditions where they can come and sit comfortably and take the lessons. And they need some comforts and special considerations. And next one is shy and withdrawn children. They don't come forward, they don't talk to teachers, they, even though they have, not even with the teachers, they won't talk to their classmates also. So such, why they are withdrawn? There are many reasons for them to get withdrawn. Situations at home, at school, whatever it is. Next one is learning disabilities. This is a very big problem. Even in B.Ed students, I find this learning disabilities. If I just go through their learning, it is very pitiful condition, because after completion of degree, they'll come to B.Ed. And after completion of B.Ed, they'll go to teach children. And they come with the learning disabilities. While I see their writing, I just identify, but what can I do at that stage? With most of absenteeism, and there will be mothers of kids, and we are helpless at that level and in that situation. So this learning disability should be tackled at young ages. If you tackle them at young ages, they will they will become very well educated. And if you don't tackle them at young age, their education will stop then and there at the school level. So you can, I'll share the next slide, ma. Now, that was about the school children. That means in school atmosphere, in school classrooms, you will find such kind of children. But here, these are the special children. That means special education children, for whom a special technique should be used in order to educate them. They are physically challenged children. Nowadays, see, for everyone, you have to use the physically challenged only. Visually challenged, hearing challenged, auditory challenged, mentally challenged, emotionally challenged, socially challenged, like that. Just for you all to understand, I put visually impaired. Okay? Wherever you write, you have to write physically challenged, visually challenged, etc. Have you understood, ma? Yes or no? Are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
So these are differently abled children. So you know, physically challenged means their impaired movement. They have impaired physical movement. And visually impaired means, you know, they are blind students. Hearing impaired means they cannot hear, and they cannot speak also. Because they cannot hear, they won't be able to speak. That is the connection between hearing and speaking. If some students, they are unable to speak, immediately hearing, ears should be checked at very young stage, at 1 to 3 years of age, because both are interconnected, hearing and speaking. If they can't hear, they cannot speak. Because language, you will learn any language through hearing only. Got it? Next one is mentally retarded. So second one is auditory impaired, third one is auditory impairment, and the fourth one is mentally retarded. You find in the mentally retarded children also, there will be range of mental retardation. Some of them, even though they are at 15 or 16 years, they cannot do the activities of even third class, second class children. Impairment is very, very high. They are very high mental retardation. There are minute mental retardation levels also, to very severe mental retardation. They cannot even identify the washrooms and go to the washrooms also. They have special lesson plans, different lesson plans to teach them. You should visit such schools. All the schools are there in Hyderabad only. You're lucky to be here. You're not in some faraway districts also. You can go to, I can give the places names where they are. You can take your children, have one trip and go and see them. Your children also will understand, and you too will know what it is. How they will tackle all the different techniques they will use there. Next one is emotionally maladjusted students. Children, maladjusted children. They come from, they may be rich or poor. There is nothing regarding financial, regarding anything regarding finance. Anything regarding to the money. Emotionally maladjustment can be from any sector of the society. See, if at home, if one of the parent is missing, one of the parent is behaves, is himself maladjusted. You will find in some families, one of the parents is drunkard, and he comes and beats the mother, and that will lead to a lot of emotional disturbance in the children. So like that, emotionally maladjusted children will be there. If one of the parent is missing, means loss due to death or some other. Now you can see many divorce cases. It has become a very common thing. So when they miss one parent, even though the parent remarries also, that will be again a greater level of emotional issue for the children. So the emotionally maladjusted adjusted children will be there, and socially maladjusted children. Socially maladjusted, you find problematic children mainly. And the next one is juvenile delinquents. These are the children who go towards crime at young ages. And especially nowadays, we find adolescents. They are using even in schools and institutions. That's why we are very much concerned about the teachers getting educated properly, because you only can deal with students children in the proper way. See, when they go astray, when they go just out of their way, from addictions, from drugs to everything they are doing. And when they do that, for getting the things which they want, they are opting for crime. And when they opt for crime, generally they will go for juvenile homes. They are not sent to jails, they are sent to juvenile homes. So they are known as juvenile delinquents. So those who commit crime at young ages. Reasons may be whatever, because they have committed crime, they will be put in the juvenile homes. And after that, their education, everything depends upon the place where they go. So we are very much concerned about all these things. So from physically challenged to juvenile delinquents, they are all differently abled children. So because of the social see, these juvenile delinquents also become delinquents because of juveniles means younger. Delinquents means one who commit crime. And they to come from socially, because they are socially maladjusted only, they will become juvenile delinquents. Some or the other way they are connected to this emotional maladjustment. Okay. Now, have you understood, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? So today it's over. I think time it's only 2 minutes are there. So any doubts, ma? So today you have just seen about the who are the children we in special education we are going to deal with, and some of the diversity in the classroom. 2 days we have seen the diversity in the general classroom, normal classroom, and in normal classrooms also some of the variations which we have to tackle specially we have seen today, and differently abled children whom we call differently abled children. So from handicapped to differently abled, the terms have been upgraded. They have went to betterment because to relieve the stigma which is attached to such terms. Categorization. Anything else, ma? Any doubts? So you just go through the learning styles and go through that questionnaire. You see how it will be useful for you or for the students. For both you can use it. So it's like self-assessment. So we have to deal particularly with learning disabilities, ma. Okay, tomorrow we will see marginalization and inclusion. Okay.